Well, I am back.
Okay, so I didn't post anything last week. So, yeah, I was busy and wasn't here. However, this week I am going to post something. This. So, when I started this episode, I actually made the first little piece of the panel, the last piece of the last panel. I don't do this for any other ones. This was like one thing I tried once and ended up, I didn't hate it. I just didn't like it enough to keep it. And I realized last episode I didn't actually ever talk about like what the series is about, so I'll kind of be talking about that today. So, to explain better what No Loose Ends is about, I guess I have to go into kind of like the main characters. So, I think I mentioned this like back yesterday, not yesterday, 2 weeks ago when I was talking about it in my first episode, but let's talk about the characters. So, the first character I'm going to talk about is Cade. Cade is the main character, and almost always the story follows his point of view. Sometimes I have little things where it has like the thought bubbles from other characters, but almost always Cade's point of view is the one that's like being shown. And if there's like just text that's not in a text bubble, that's him thinking, unless it's like directly correlated to a different character thinking. Just because sometimes I need to get like a different character's thinking across. Not a ton, but it helps me communicate like what's going on in some scenes. But back on track, the story mainly follows Cade as he starts attending college with his roommate Neo. And back in the first episode, he's a little like, or even in this one, he's kind of like, oh, what are you? You're my roommate. He's not very like super friendly at first, which yeah, he's just trying to be cool. This episode, he kind of just like is like, oh, who are you? And he introduces himself to Neo, and they talk, and then they're like, oh yeah, okay, now I kind of understand who you are and who I am, and maybe he has feelings that he doesn't want to acknowledge. He won't acknowledge them for a long time. Just gonna say it now. Most of the other episodes in the series don't really acknowledge how Cade feels about Neo. So I kind of just wanted to be like slight foreshadowing in episode 2 cuz I had it like where he's like, "Damn, he's kind of cute." But like it doesn't go further than that. He doesn't think anything else. And for the next like 10 or so episodes, there's nothing really on that. He doesn't think that again, and he doesn't go back to that thought. Now, off of that topic, I actually totally underestimated how much footage I had for this episode, because this one took longer to make than the first episode, because the first episode was only 2 chunks, and this one was 3. But however, I actually have like literally only 3 minutes worth of footage for this episode for some reason, which I think is pretty weird because I did more art for this episode, but I think it got like smashed together like the first 2 chunks of it, and the second 2 chunks were like, eh. So I'm not sure what happened. I don't know why I have such little footage, but I'm also gonna include the thumbnail speed paint for this just so I can have something else because I need more. So here I have the speed paint for the thumbnail of the first and the second episode of my webtoon series on YouTube. Because at first I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I did copy the color palette from my little PNG tuber model thing because I really liked it and I just chibiified it. And then once I finished the first one, the second one uses all the same like text, decor, basically all that. I just redrew it in a different pose because I wasn't sure if I should reuse the same thumbnail because I thought that might be bad. I mean, it's a series. I could have just changed the number to 2, but I thought, why not just draw a new one? More work, yay. And if you're wondering here why I'm including the speed paint of the front, what would you call it? Like the picture that my series is shown on Webtoon, thumbnail, I guess? I don't know. Anyways, if you're wondering why I'm showing the speed paint for this, it's because I actually have so little footage this week of actual speed paints that I am actually grasping for straws here. I thought, oh, this week will be easier, I'll have more footage in my drawings. No, I have less for some reason, which makes absolutely no sense to me, but I'm just doing what I can to add more time to this. In the future, I know for a fact I will have longer time of drawing the episodes because the episodes are a bit longer. Plus, I have each file correctly categorized, where the first like 2 or 3 episodes were kind of messy, but after them, I think everything's gonna be better. So I'm hoping next week's episode of this, if I'm able to post one next week, will be either as long as this, but only include the content of me drawing the episode. So to sum it up, not much has actually happened in the story yet of the webtoon. I'm kind of just trying to lay the foundation. I have it divided into arcs and stuff. The first 10 episodes is mainly just to lay down the foundation and set up the webtoon for the beginning. And then after that's where it, well, not quite, but that's where it starts to speed up around episode 9 or 10. So I'd like to thank everyone who's helped me make this, especially Sage, as they helped me think of all the ideas, characters, and story. So yeah, thank you. If you want to read my webtoon, look this up. Bye.